Hey everyone, this week's video we're talking about the life and death of the D6N. Ha! Got you. Hey everyone, this week we are looking at the life and death of the D6N. And it's more than 18 years of services, maybe one of Cat's best selling and maybe one of the best dozers they ever built. So let's talk about it. All right, so the D6N. The D6N started in 2002 to 2020. 18 years this dozer was made. It went through several variations, of course, because stuff changes throughout the years. But this dozer replaced the D6M, which gave it a little bit more horsepower and a little bit more weight and, nicer cab, a little more ergonomics. But the D6M was a very popular machine too, but I don't think it was nearly as popular as the D6N. It was just such a popular size. Whenever you drive around and you go on the side of the highway or construction site, you see D6Ns everywhere. The size is just so nice. It's comparable to a 750 John Deere or a D61. D51, I think Komatsu is closer to what it is. So the variations of this dozer, when it first came out, it had a 3126 7.2 liter Cat straight 6. 3126 is world famous. Everybody 3126 knows what a 3126 is. And then as emissions came into play, they went to a C6.6, which was actually a Perkins motor that was adopted by Caterpillar. The C6.6 ran for a long time until the Tier 4 finals came out, and they actually went to a bigger engine, a C7.1, and derated a little bit. And that's how they passed emissions till the end of the run of the line. 2020, when the line was ended, it was replaced and sort of changed when Cat went through their thing where they changed the nomenclatures of the dozers and changed the logo to that weird logo that looks like it was drawn by a left-handed kindergartner. The D6N basically became the D5, became the D5 high track. Now the difference was that new D5 high track had a hydrostatic style transmission, where the D6N was the smallest dozer to have the power shift. A lot of people prefer that power shift, 3-speed power shift. The D6M was kind of in a middle ground of the D6s. There was the D6T, which was its big brother, and then there was the D6K and the K2, which was its low track little brother. D6K2 is also a hugely popular dozer. Well, all three sizes are hugely popular, but the D6K2 was also hugely popular. It's hydrostatic driven. And then it came the D6N, which was power shift, and D6T, which of course was power shift. And people like the hydrostatic, people like the power shift. So I think Cat in that middle ground there, when they came out with the new D5, which is what the D6 became, they came out with the hydrostatic style drive. So that's a little bit of history of the D6N. I'm going to show you around it. This one here is a later version. It has the C7.1 Tier 4 final with DEF fluid. And this machine's done about 4,000 hours, I think. And it's actually for sale right now. It's a low ground pressure. It's got the nice wide tracks and the 6-way blade, which was kind of how they all came. There was narrow track versions. And I even saw a couple, the rare, very, very rare, semi-U blade ones, but 99% of them that you see are the PAT blade, pitch, angle, tilt blade, 6-way blade. You hear it called a few different things. So I'm going to grab the camera and show you around. We'll take a good look at it in the cab. And just have a good look at this dozer, because this dozer is not being made anymore. All right, so here we are in the cab. It's a great cab. The seat is straight on. It's not angled like the D7E that we looked at last time, or the D8s, because these dozers weren't really intended to be like production rippers, like a D10 or a D8, you know, where you need to be watching the ripper half the time because you're ripping. These dozers were grading dozers. They came pre-wired for GPS, a lot of them. In fact, the cables are up here for this GPS on this one. And they were made for operator comfort and actually have really good visibility for a high track dozer. They pushed the C-frame forward on these from the D6M and gave you a lot more visibility over the front of the idler. I'll try to get a shot from POV here where you can see it. But it's got the steer lever, the forward neutral reverse rocker switch, which I love. I think that's the best thing. I like that a lot better than that old twist style. If you've known what that is, you know what I'm talking about. And then, of course, the joystick for the blade and the 6-way and all that. I'm going to show you all that. This one's even plumbed for auxiliary hydraulics, so we'll check out the inside, and then we'll fire it up. I'll let you hear the C7.1 and this one run for a little bit. And that is a good look at the D6N. All right, everybody, there we go. There's a little look at the now extinct D6N. If you see one of these things around, take a picture of it. You don't know how much longer you're going to see them. Even though, when we talked about the D7E a few weeks ago, I have a feeling you'll see a lot of D6Ns around for a long time because they were such a popular machine and they sold a whole lot more than the D7E ever did. So anyway, I hope that kind of shows you around. Again, the new D5 is basically this. If you see a new D5 with the goofy logo, that's basically this minus the power shift transmission. So they still kind of live on, but the D6N is still out of production as far as 2020 went. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. See you next time. Thanks for watching.